Alrighty, start of episode 4, and I've decided that to start off this episode, we're going to do a bunch of quests. So I found the quest experience rewards page on the wiki that talks about what experience rewards you get from different quests. And on that page, it's got a list of every single quest that gives experience for things. And on that page, it has a column that talks about what enemies you have to defeat. So I went through and looked at everything that doesn't give hit points XP and doesn't have any enemies to defeat. It could be that on this list that I've generated from that, there are quests where you have to like hit something but not quite kill it. I saw that there was one that was part of the like vampire quest chain where you have to fight this guy, get him down to 5 HP, and then you don't actually kill him. So I'm not going to do that one, for example, but there might be others. I haven't looked completely deeply. But there's 25 quests on this list that I'm going to start doing, and I'll read the list to you now. It's At First Light, Tower of Life, Forgettable Tale, Goblin Diplomacy, Misthalin Mystery, Dwarf Cannon, The Golem, Making History, Tears of Guthix, Murder Mystery, Enlightened Journey, Observatory Quest, The Giant Dwarf, The Hand in the Sand, The Garden of Death, Fishing Contest, Jungle Potion, The Forsaken Tower, The Lost Tribe, Taibo Wainai Trio, Scorpion Catcher, The Queen of Thieves, Tribal Totem, Client of Korend, and A Tale of Two Cats. So I'm going to start going through this list. Probably going to start with Dwarf Cannon, just because I've already partially completed it, I think. Yeah, I've already started it, so I'm going to start going through it, and yeah, that's going to be how we start the episode, so let's get to it. So this is funny, it turns out that I had actually done all of the steps except for the last step where you have to go turn it in. So we have done Dwarf Cannon, on to the next one, and this is the end of Misthalin Mystery. This one was pretty funny. It was like a Scream movie that turned into a Scooby-Doo episode. Reminds me of my college days. So yeah, this one's done. On to the next one. And that's the end of Tower of Life. This one was pretty lame, to be honest. I thought the story was okay, but the fact that you have to search the crates and it takes like 5 seconds every time, and then there's a chance that you fail, very lame. I wish I could just click the crate. It takes maybe half a second and I'm guaranteed to get it. That would make this quest way faster and way less tedious. And I don't think you would lose anything really in the quest. So I'm going to give this one like a 4 out of 10. Pretty bad, but glad to have it out of the way. On to the next one. And I believe this will be the end of Murder Mystery. This one was a lot closer to how I like my quests. There was a little bit of like running. I had to run to Sears Village and back, which sucked, but aside from that, all of the doors opened really fast. All of the dialogue you could just hold spacebar through. This is my kind of quest, minus the running. So I'm going to give it like a 7 out of 10. Not bad. On to the next one. Goblin Diplomacy completed. Tribal Totem completed. Araxor came out today, and my clan mate is ignoring me. Making History completed. There's Client of Korend completed. So a quick little update here. I said earlier that At First Light was on the list of quests for me to do. It still is, but turns out you also have to do Eagle's Peak before you can do At First Light. And Eagle's Peak, according to the wiki at least, says that there's a Kebbit that's level 13 that you have to defeat, but it's optional. So I'm going to go ahead and start Eagle's Peak, get as far as I can. I imagine I can do it without killing the Kebbit, so if I can, I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to go do At First Light. And if I can't, if I get to the point where the Kebbit's there and all I can do is kill it, then I'm going to cancel the quest, not continue, not do At First Light until the minigame changes are out. Which, by the way, tomorrow, I'm making this video on a Monday. Tomorrow, the game is being updated. I think it's tomorrow. Maybe it's actually on Wednesday. No, yeah, it's tomorrow, September 3rd. The game is being updated, and they say it's going to take 4.5 hours to update the game, which is unusual. So I imagine, I'm hoping, fingers crossed. I mean, Araxor just came out, so it could be that it's an update having to do with Araxor, but fingers crossed that that is the minigame changes being implemented, and that's why it takes so long. They have to like redo a bunch of Wintertot, for example. They're going to put a giant pile of crates in there that isn't there currently. And I imagine they want some extra time to make sure that everything's working the way they expect it to be. So hopefully that's what that is. We'll get back to the questing now. I'll go ahead and start Eagle's Peak, and I'll let you guys know what that ends up looking like, whether I can do it or not. Well, silly me, I decided to go ahead and get 80 fishing instead. Can't tell you why I did it, because as far as I can tell, there's nothing in here that takes 80 fishing. I did see that, oh, Infernal Eels. Sure, let's say I did it for that. I honestly just was like doing quests, got to a point where I decided to AFK a bunch, pumped out 80 fishing. So maybe it's time to go back to the quests. I totally did it for the Infernal Eels, yeah. Well, I was gonna go do questing again, but then I remembered that they actually just released Herb Tot, if you want to call it that. The Varlamore update that introduced the Herblore minigame. I haven't watched or read anything about it, aside from I did see a post that talked about, like, there's 3 different colors of things you have to make. I don't know the details, but I'll probably go try it out at least briefly. I don't think I have a lot of Herblore materials, and I'm pretty sure you have to provide... Maybe you just have to provide the herbs. It might be that you have to provide everything, but I'm not sure, so... I'm going to go test it out real quick, see how it feels, and then we'll see from there. So if you're a casual like me and you don't actually know how to get to the Mastering Mixology minigame, that's the name of the new Herblore training thing. I called it Herb Todd before, but I'm not positive why people are calling that. I thought it was because they added this new boss called the Hueycodal or something like that up here on the Dark Frost. But that boss, and for some reason in my head, I thought that that boss was how you did the Herblore thing. So I walked up there and was looking at it, but it's like level 600 or something, and I was like, yeah, I don't think this is right. So then I went and found the blog post that talks about Mastering Mixology, which is actually over on this island in the southwest corner that's brand new. It's called Alderaan. Strikingly close to Alderaan from Star Wars, but whatever. And so it's on this island somewhere, I'm not sure where, but if you don't know how to get there, at least to this point, make your way over to Varlamore. You can do that by going to Varrock. If you've never been to Varlamore, you go to Varrock and you do... Where is Varrock, by the way? Way over here. So if you go to Varrock and you do this quest called Children of the Sun, which you see right here. Do Children of the Sun. It's super quick and easy, and it'll unlock this Quetzal. This Quetzal takes you to Varlamore, and in Varlamore you'll end up over here in the main city, Civitas Ia Fortis, and from over here you run south, then run west, then run all the way down past the Hunters Guild, which, spoiler alert, is going to have a big impact in the progression of this account later. Going to do many Hunters rumors. You come down through here, over to the Sunset Coast, come talk to this person, and they'll take you across. I'll even show you. I'm about to do it. So let's see. We travel. Costs 20 coins, and here we are. We're now in Alderaan, or Alderaan, whatever you want to call it. So somewhere on this island is the, maybe it's in this dungeon. Somewhere on this island is the, what's it called? Herblore minigame. Turns out I do have a decent amount of herbs from all the Wintertot that I've done. Not a ton of herbs, but I've got like a couple stacks of 200, things like that. So I don't even know how many herbs per hour this is going to take. You know, maybe I've got a couple hours worth of herbs. Maybe I don't even have 1 hour worth of herbs. I guess we'll just see, but I'm going to go find it. I'll show you guys when I get there, and I'll show you guys my initial playthrough where I'm trying to figure everything out. I've gone in intentionally a little blind, although I did get spoiled for me. I know that the first letter of each word... Spoiler alert! Sorry. I know that the first letter of each word in your orders that come in kind of tell you what color things you're supposed to make, something like that. So I'm not going in completely blind, but I'm going to go find it. I'll cut to when we're there. Well, friends, I have some rather unfortunate news. I did happen to find the minigame, and maybe this information will help people. It's just in the south building of Alderaan. Pretty close. And problem is, though, I click on climb down staircase, this lady yells at me, "Hey, where do you think you're going?" And I'm like, well, I just want to go down and play the minigame, of course. They just released it. And turns out you need an herblore level of 60. So, unfortunately, I'm at 35. I'm quite a ways off, which means no herblore minigame for me today. But it's cool that it's here. I've heard some things about the rewards that, like, the points per hour are really, really low considering the amount of effort you have to put in, for example. So maybe in the future, and it's probably best that I can't do it right now anyway, because I wouldn't do a lot of it. I just wanted to see how it is. I wouldn't do a lot of it, and also, if the rewards per hour are going to be buffed in the future, then really it's more efficient for me to wait until all the buffs come in, and then go do it when I could make 3 times as many points per hour or whatever. That's just a random number. They haven't said anything about actually updating it, hotfixing the rewards, or anything like that. I've just seen some people talking about it on Reddit, for example. So, looks like no herblore for me today. I was really a little bummed because I'm about to hit level 36. It would have been cool to go do it at this thing, but oh well, what can you do? I'll tell you what you can do. You can go do more quests. So I will go do more quests. Just kidding, haha. I'm not doing quests yet because there's something else I wanted to talk about real quick, which was that they just announced today with today's update that the Wintertod beta, which I haven't talked about at all in a video, but I did go try. The Wintertod beta closed today, and I assume that means they're basically done with development of it, and it will be coming out in the next week or 2. Fingers crossed, maybe a little longer, I guess. But it's essentially done. I went and tried it out. It's pretty interesting. The warmth meter is super nice. I think that the quality of life changes. The fact that you don't have to bring any supplies is huge. It's going to be... really, it wasn't a huge deal for an early Ironman to go, you know, thieve like 200 cakes and then go do Wintertod and use those cakes. But for the people that it will matter for, which are the people who, like me, well, not like me, but like I was gonna be, have high hit points levels. I'm still gonna do that in the future. But for those people with high hit points levels, the food isn't such a huge deal either, because by that point, if you have a high hit points level, you probably have other stuff. You probably have a decent amount of supplies and things like that. But basically what I'm trying to say is I'm definitely for the quality of life changes. Not having to bring any supplies is pretty dope, and lines it up better with things like Guardians of the Rift, where you also don't have to bring any supplies, or Tithe Farm, where you also don't have to bring any supplies. It was just a little weird that of those 3, Wintertod, you had to bring food or else you would die, right? And I don't know, that there's something to be said about, like, maybe Wintertod shouldn't do damage at all. It would kind of take like an entire redesign, but people, I think, lump Tempo Ross, Wintertod, Guardians of the Rift, Tithe Farm, all of those things kind of into a group. And of those things, Wintertod is the only one that does damage to you that can actually kill you. I guess maybe, I think maybe you take damage from the fires at Tempo Ross, maybe, I don't know. But that's another one where you, well, no, with the Tempo Ross, you don't have to bring any supplies either, right? Except for a harpoon, maybe? Or can you pick up everything from the crates? I'm not sure. So, anyway, that's all I wanted to say. The Wintertod beta is done. I thought it was super interesting. You can create your potions in the lobby now. You're going to make these potions that'll let you heal the pyromancers and also heal yourself. That's why you don't have to bring any supplies, is because you can make these potions, and you can make them in between games. They do give a little bit of herblore XP as well, so that's going to be cool. Although the amount is, like, painfully low. The same is true for farming XP by picking the roots, but they specifically addressed that in a recent blog post where they said, we're removing the farming XP from picking the roots, because even though it's atrocious XP per hour, it's something like, I don't remember exactly, but it's between like 10 and 20k per hour. It's really, really low. They said even though it's super low, we don't want on-demand farming XP, so we're going to get rid of it. They want you to have to actually farm to get farming XP, which is whatever. And it's actually interesting because in this previous leagues, I didn't make any videos, but I was going to make a series, but I didn't end up making any videos about it. But I had a strategy that I was going to try and do, which was the Equilibrium relic that gave you like 10 times your total level XP for every time you gained XP. It just like boosted the amount of XP you got from stuff. With that relic, I was looking for ways to just trigger it a bunch, so it doesn't really matter how much XP the thing gives you, as long as you could do it many times quickly. And that was one thing that I was looking at for farming specifically. I was like, well, if I don't end up taking any farming relics or anything like that, and I want to speed run my farming, what I could do is go to Wintertodt, sit there and just pick the roots, get the Equilibrium bonus XP for it, pick the roots, get a ton of XP, drop all the roots, do it again, and that would be my on-demand farming to 99 for Leagues 4. That was my plan. I didn't end up doing it because I didn't end up playing that much Leagues 4, but there are some implications like that. So I wonder as well, like, what other accounts or other people's strategies might have gotten messed up by the fact that they're going to remove that farming XP. I don't know if it's a huge deal or anything, but thought it was worth mentioning. I've rambled for too long, so now I'm going to go do other stuff. Goodbye. So I'm doing Eagle's Peak, and I just got to the point where the Kebbit popped out that you could potentially attack. Turns out if you just right-click him and click Threaten, you don't have to do the attack, and you can not gain any hit points XP. So Eagle's Peak is one. It said it was optional, I was pretty sure, but it is a quest that you can do that won't give you any hit points XP. And I'll show you in the quest helper. It's this Get the Silver Feather step. This is when the Kebbit pops out. It pushes you out of this hole. And then if you just left-click it, you'll attack it. But if you right-click it, you can threaten it, and it'll drop the feather for you. So just wanted to say that, yes, you can do it without getting HP XP. And there we are. Eagle's Peak completed. It gives you access to Eagle Transport. Don't know what that is, but that sounds sweet. A little Gandalf action, and then also the ability to use box traps. I had no idea that box traps were locked behind a quest, but good to know. Next one that we're going to do is going to be At First Light, I believe. So let's go do that one. So it turns out that At First Light starts off in the Hunters Guild. This is a bit of a foreshadowing for the future, because I believe we're going to spend many, many hours here doing Hunter's Rumors for 99 Hunter when that eventually comes around, but that's a long ways off. We're 53 Hunter right now, and we're not actually doing anything actively to progress Hunter, but just wanted to mention that I will be coming back here. This is how I plan to get 99 Hunters, these Hunter Rumors. So let's go ahead and start this quest. There's At First Light completed, which gives you access to Master Tier Hunter's Rumors. So it's a good thing we did this before we started Hunter's Rumors. And also I got a mysterious old man who gave me a cosmic talisman, so that's pretty cool. I don't know if I'll ever use that, but... The next quest on the list, then, is Forgettable Tale, which I believe... Actually, did I just get a level? Yeah, I just got an Herblore level, cool. I believe Forgettable Tale is very long, so hopefully it's not too painful, but I'm gonna go do it anyway. Here we go. Actually, just kidding. As you can see, I need to do the Giant Dwarf and Fishing Contest first. I believe I can do Fishing Contest without any prerequisites, but I'm not sure about the Giant Dwarf. Let's see. The Giant Dwarf. The Giant Dwarf needs a lot of things, but it doesn't need any quests. So it looks like I can do it, but holy cow, look at all these requirements. That's going to be crazy. And then just to make sure, let's look at Fishing Contest. Not Fitting Contest, but Fishing. And the Fishing Contest, yeah, has no quest requirements, so I'm going to go do this one. I'm going to go do Giant Dwarf, and then Forgettable Tale, maybe? I guess we'll see. There's Fishing Contest complete, which means it's time to do the Giant Dwarf. And then once the Giant Dwarf is done, we'll go do Forgettable Tale. There we go. That is the Giant Dwarf completed. That one was kind of interesting. I would say it was a good thing that I had done so much Motherlode Mine before I came into this quest, because they asked me to drop off a lot of ores and a lot of coal. I guess that's why the list of required things was so long, is because they could potentially ask you for all sorts of things, and I ended up not needing any mithril or any copper or anything like that. I did have to go run to the Lumbridge swamp mining spot real quick and mine a couple pieces of tin because I didn't have any of that. And they did ask me to deliver some silver bars, but I, for some reason, have like 700 of those in my bank. So other than that, it was just like iron and coal that they wanted me to give them. And there's a bank like right here, so I just ran and grabbed those real quick and brought them back. But now that we've done the giant dwarf and we've done fishing contest, that means we can go back and do Forgettable Tale, which I believe actually starts here in Keldagrim. So gonna go ahead and start that one. I guess I will say Leagues 5 is coming out pretty soon, within maybe a month and a half. I think it's like November or something that it comes out, and I'm recording this on October 7th. Also, I wanted to say, sorry, the episodes are taking me so long. Life is quite busy. But yeah, Leagues 5 is coming out in like November, and I imagine that this quest, when you're in the league and have like a 12 times XP, 16 times XP modifier, would feel really good to see some almost 50,000 XP drops for all three of these, and then what is that, like 30-something thousand XP drops? Close to 30,000, 25, 26 or something for these. That'd be pretty sweet. Anyway, gonna go do Forgettable Tale, and also when Leagues does come out, I plan on playing that and probably making some videos, so keep an eye out on that. Okay, Forgettable Tale, let's go. Beep, 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 beep. We interrupt this questing content to bring you a special news bulletin. I just logged in. Oh, I just logged in for the first time today, and as you can see, who is this? Who is this spinny snow monster guy? That's right, it's the Winter Todd. And apparently the changes for the Winter Todd are now in the game. But Nick, you might ask, what does that mean? I'm going to clear this because I've already read it. And I was doing redwoods even though I'm already 99 woodcutting. The reason I was doing redwoods, by the way, is because I was doing that quest. What quest was I doing? Exit first. What quest was it that I was doing? A Forgettable Tale? Or Forgettable Tale? Is that what it was? Yeah. So halfway through this quest, you need to plant some Kelda hops, and it takes 20 minutes for them to grow. So I planted them and then came to do redwoods and then forgot about the quest and went to bed. So anyway, yeah, so the Winter Todd changes are in, which means this 29 hit points, this final 16 XP, I can finally go get that and hit 30, and it unlocks essentially all of these skills. Prayer has been unlocked, and magic has been unlocked, but ranged, I don't know, is there a way to train ranged without getting any hit points XP? That would be interesting to look into, but for sure, these three, attack, defense, and strength, are all things that I'm going to be able to train as much as I want now, and my hit points, I'm allowed to make those go as high as I want, because if you're not aware, I think I've already discussed it a little bit in this video, but if you're not aware, the Winter Todd changes make it so that you have a warmth meter instead of just your health bar, and when the Winter Todd deals damage to you, here, let me just go over to the Winter Todd real quick, and I'll show you. The way I get there is games necklace, right? I think so. So, the warmth meter, yeah, Winter Todd camp. The warmth meter is essentially your health bar, and when you take damage, instead of taking damage to your HP, you take damage to that warmth meter. So let me go ahead and throw on all my clothes real quick. Sorry, this is going to take a second. If I open this and I go to Winter Todd and I click on this, I should be able to grab all these things. You don't actually have to grab your knife, your hammer, or your tinderbox because you can grab them from inside. And actually, I can take off, I can take these cakes out of my inventory setup because, oh, by the way, this add-on over here, plugin, I guess you call it, is called Inventory Setups. It's on the plugin hub. And basically, it allows you to create new setups so that when you go into your bank and you click this view button, it'll automatically filter your bank to those items. It's super helpful for getting you geared very quickly, like I just needed to for this. So go ahead and equip all this stuff. Did I not? That was weird. Why, I don't know why it didn't let me equip that at first. But yeah, so let's run inside and I'll show you. Some other changes they made were that now the rejuvenation potion, yeah, oh, that's interesting. They tell you that, hey, this got changed. So you go inside. Some changes they made. First, you can see, oh, there's already somebody in here. You can see that there's a new sprouting roots over here that you can pick from. Supposedly, yeah, this used to give you farming experience, but it doesn't anymore. They said they were going to change that. When you take one of these concoctions, you can now make one of these rejuvenation potions. That does give you Herblore XP, so that's interesting. This is free Herblore XP, even though it's supposed to be like super, super small. And then while you're going through the game, you can drink these rejuvenation potions, and they restore your warmth meter. And I'm pretty sure it's a pretty large number. It's like, let's see, I guess we can see if I take damage really quickly. I'm pretty sure this improves your warmth percentage by like, so there's 12. Yeah, it takes you up at least 12. I'm pretty sure it's like 17 or something. So you can make a bunch of these before the game and bring them in. So in between games, you can be making these. And then also you can use them on the pyromancers like you could before to resurrect them and everything. So that's nice and sweet. Essentially, the game is the same, but now you don't have to bring any food. And the damage is pretty equalized across HP levels. So now instead of staying a low HP so that you can only bring low tier food that's not expensive like cakes, you can let your HP get as high as you want. You could be 99 HP, you could be 80 HP, doesn't matter. You don't have to bring like anglerfish or sharks or anything crazy to to heal, right? Because you have these rejuvenation potions that affect your warmth meter, and everybody's warmth meter gets affected the exact same way during the minigame. So I think this is a huge quality of life change, super awesome. I'm very excited because now it means I can finally unlock the rest of this account and start doing my melees and my ranged, my combat XP stuff. And then also, this is another change. They've added this reward cart. They originally said it was going to be a pile of crates that's like spilling all over the place, and I think that would have been cooler than this, but I don't really know where they would have put it. So I guess this reward cart is fine. It would be cool, I guess, if there were like crates falling off of it. I don't know. But now, instead of just getting a crate at the end of every round, you get points towards crates, kind of like Tempo Ross or Guardians of the Rift, those kinds of things. And then you can come here and hit search, and if you have enough points, so it tells me I don't have enough points, but if you do have enough points, you'll start grabbing crates. You can do this big search option, which should give you 5 crates at a time. And then if you check it, does it say? Oh yeah, it just says you aren't owed any rewards. So you don't have to start grabbing crates. If you do check, it'll tell you you have 10 crates you could grab, you have 100 crates you could grab, or whatever. So probably going to finish up Forgettable Tale, and then come do a bunch of Wintertod just to enjoy the brand new version. Maybe stack up like 10 crates or something and then open them real quick. And then go back to questing, those quests that I was doing before that have no HP XP. Because I want to get that whole list that I gave at the beginning of the video done before the end of this video. And then in the next episode, episode 5, we'll start doing combat training, and I'll start talking about some of the other more interesting things that we're going to start doing on the account. So that's where we're at right now. This has been a special news bulletin. Thank you for watching NIKNOC News. And we now return you to your regularly scheduled programming. So I figured I'd give you guys a pro tip. Part of this quest, you need to brew this like special dwarven drink or whatever, and they need you to have 2 barley malt. I wasn't sure how to get those, but turns out you can buy barley seeds from Olivia and Draenor, and then you can come plant them in this hops patch. That's just, oh man, I don't have a spade, so I can't harvest these. 1 second. Okay, we're back, and I got a spade, so let's harvest these. So as I was saying, you need 2 of these barley malts for this quest, and you get them by harvesting barley and then cooking it on a range specifically. So let's see how many barley I get from this thing. I was hoping that it would be done by now. There we go. Something else I noticed when I was up here without the spade the first time, I was like, oh, I could trade this guy. He probably has a spade. Nope. No spades here. So, Jagex, if you're watching, why isn't this guy selling a spade? This seems like the kind of thing he should sell. Anyway, I brought some earth runes so I could teleport back to Lumbridge really quick. I'll mention that's where that patch is. That patch is just right here, just north of Lumbridge. And then I think that we can use this cooking range to cook this barley, and it'll make barley malt. Supposedly it's not going to give me any cooking experience though. Let's see. Yes. And is it cooking these? What's going on here? Yeah, do they just not change at all in the inventory? They look the exact same. Can you guys tell a difference between these two items? Because one of them is, well, now they should all be barley malts, but I don't think they changed at all. So that's really interesting. But yeah, that's how you get your barley malt. Buy some barley seeds from Olivia, plant them in Lumbridge, wait for them to grow, harvest them, and then cook them on the Lumbridge range, or any other range for that matter, and you'll get barley malt. Okay, so we've put together the ingredients for the Kelda brew, and that will take 15 to 20 minutes. So now we get to finally do the AFK activity that I've been waiting to do for months now, which is, drumroll please, Ammonite crabs. So this is my preferred crab AFK spot. Looks like there's a guy here, but he seems to be AFK, so maybe he'll run away and I can take this spot. But check me out, dude. I got the sweetest gear set up. I actually have no armor, so I'm wearing just the craziest stuff. My best boots are rogue boots. My best gloves are rogue gloves, because I guess these give +2 defense in every kind of defense, which is more than like the fancy boots that give +1, +2, and +3 in stab, slash, and crush. And then I don't have mithril plate legs. I don't have a mithril shield. I'm only level 23 defense, so I can wear mithril. This gnome amulet, I'm not sure where I got this for our quest, I would guess, but this gives you a huge chunk of defense, actually. And I'm a little worried that these ammonite crabs are going to be kicking my booty, so I need all the defense I can get. I did a little DPS calculation to see if a mithril scimitar was more damage than a rune axe, because I am 42 attack, so I could equip my rune axe. It's the only rune weapon I have. But it turns out this scimitar, at least in the DPS calculator that I used from the wiki, is like barely more DPS than the rune axe, so I'm just going to wear that. I have to wear my fire making cape so I can flex on the hose. You know how it is. And then, yeah, I'm just going to do this for the next 15-20 minutes. And actually, this will be my go-to AFK thing for the foreseeable future until I get, you know, decent stats. And yeah, so that's what we're going to do while those hops brew. And then I'll probably see you guys again as soon as that quest is finished, and we can talk about like further goals, further activities and things that I'm going to be moving towards in the near future. So I will see you guys after I've slain. Actually, I guess before I go, I'm going to take this guy's spot for a second. I hope that he is actually as AFK as I think he is. He hasn't moved since I started recording this. So I've got 16 HP XP that I need to get. I want to do that in this clip, so I just need a reset real quick. That's what that yellow square is out there. This guy starts attacking me. Let's get him. Okay. 1, 8, 7 left. Oh my gosh. Boom. There we go. Level 30 HP. That's the start of a long journey. So that's where we're at. Okay, I'll see you guys in a second. And there's Forgettable Tale completed. That one was pretty fun. It was a little long for my liking, but the story was okay. It'll be interesting to see what goes on with the dwarves in the future. But yeah, so that's Forgettable Tale, which means that next on the list is the Golem. So pretty sure that one takes you to the desert, so it's going to be a bit of a hot one. Let's go do the Golem. Okay, and that's the Golem completed. It kind of surprised me. I thought this quest was going to be longer. Oh, sorry, let me get this out of the way. I thought it was going to be longer, but So I wasn't prepared to start recording, but yeah, there you go. The golem is completed. And next on the list, let's see, I'll count for you real quick. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 more quests to do. The next one will probably be Tears of Guthix. We have Tears of Guthix. Oh, I lied actually. I've done the Giant Dwarf, so there's only 12 left. Yeah, so we've got Tears of Guthix, Enlightened Journey, Observatory Quest, The Hand in the Sand, The Garden of Death, Jungle Potion, The Forsaken Tower, The Lost Tribe, Taibo, One-Eye Trio, Scorpion Catcher, The Queen of Thieves, and A Tale of Two Cats. So, I'm going to try and pound through these super quickly, and then we'll wrap up the video. Alright, I'll see you guys in the Tears of Guthix, probably when it's over. Okay, so I was getting the stuff together to do Tears of Guthix, but it turns out I need a sapphire lantern, which is just a bullseye lantern with a sapphire lens. So I guess you use a cut sapphire on a bullseye lantern and it gives you a sapphire lantern. But as far as I'm aware, I can't get a bullseye lantern. So I was looking at the Wikipedia page and you can buy them from Darkmire, which I think you have to do a bunch of the vampire quest line to get there. Or you can buy one down in Dorgeshen, I think is how you say it. Under this place, under the goblin place underneath the Lumbridge Castle, you can go buy one from there. But I haven't done the quests to open this. You have to do Death to the Dorgeshen to get into Dorgesh Khan. Maybe that's what I'm talking about. Anyway, I have to do this quest to do it, but to do this quest, I need to do the Lost Tribe. And just so happens to turn out that the Lost Tribe is on my list of quests to do. So I'm going to go do the Lost Tribe before I do Tears of Guthix. This might mean that I have to do the Lost Tribe and then Death to the Dorgeshen, because now I can do quests that also have HP XP drops. So I'm going to go do those and then maybe get back to Tears of Guthix. But at the very least, I'm going to go do the Lost Tribe. So let's go do it. One of the pros to having 99 fire making. Boom, I don't need a light source because the fire making cape counts as a light source. Let's go. And there we go, that's the Lost Tribe completed. So next will be Death to the Dorgeshen, and then we'll go back to doing Tears of Guthix. Well, it took like a million billion years, but I finally pickpocketed all the stuff that I needed from ham members for Death to the Dorgeshen. Apparently the odds of getting this ham outfit stuff go way up as soon as you start this quest, so I did start the quest and then started pickpocketing them, and I almost died. It took so long, but we're finally well on our way. Gonna go talk to Zanuck and finish the quest. And there we go, that's Death to the Dorgeshen completed, which gives me access to Dorgesh Khan, and that's where I can buy the Bullseye Lantern and do... What was the quest I was trying to do? I've forgotten. Tears of Guthix, that's right. It makes sense that I have to wait until I do this quest to do Tears of Guthix because I played the minigame in this quest to save Zanuck's life. So let's go do that one, and then probably after Tears of Guthix will be Enlightened Journey, I think. So let's go do it. There's Tears of Guthix completed. The prep work for this quest was way longer than the actual quest, so now we can actually do the Tears of Guthix minigame. I've heard, I'm not sure what you get from this, but I've heard there's some strats where you like hop worlds until you find a world where all three of the blue ones jump at the same time. So it goes blue, blue, blue. Because if you watch, these blue and green ones will swap after some time. And right now it's blue, blue, green, blue, green. And if you find a world where it's blue, 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 supposedly you can get a way higher score. I don't know. That's just something I heard. So the next quest we're going to go do, we have done Tears of Guthix, which means that we're down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're going to go do Enlightened Journey, or at least try to do Enlightened Journey. So here we go. There is the Observatory quest completed. I know I said I was going to do Enlightened Journey, and I am. There is a point in Enlightened Journey where you have to plant a sapling that the guy gives you. It's just a willow sapling, but it's called something else. So you have to plant it, and then it takes like 2 hours, 4 hours, something like that to grow. So I went and planted that, and then I was like, well, I guess I should do the next quest on the list. And that was Observatory quest, so that is completed. There's the Forsaken Tower completed. So, oh, that's sweet. I didn't know that this was one of the rewards. You get free use of the Lovakinj minecarts. I was actually going to talk about those because as part of this quest, you have to go to the Wintertodt and then back to Lovakinj and stuff like that. And I think that people undervalue the Lovakinj minecarts. They get you around Hosidius, Kourend, super well. And they're not in any of the quest guides or anything. But you can go straight from the Wintertodt over here to Lovakinj, and then it's like a 3-second walk to get to this lady to finish this quest. Anyway, I'm still waiting on the tree to grow for the Enlightened Journey, and I was going to do the Hand in the Sand, which is the next quest on my list after the Enlightened Journey. But turns out for the Hand in the Sand, you need some white berries, and there's no very easy way to get white berries. You have to... as an Ironman, you have to pickpocket them. You could either kill them, kill certain monsters, and you could get them as drops, but I'm not very high combat level. Oh, actually, I think I got like 9,000 coins from that quest. But, yeah, so you can either kill things to get them as drops, or you can pickpocket master farmers until you get a whiteberry seed, and then you can plant that. But the odds of getting a whiteberry seed from pickpocketing a master farmer are... like 1 in 355, and there's a 97 out of 1,000 chance of rolling the bush seed drop table. So first you have to hit that 97 out of 1,000 so that you get onto the bush seed drop table. And then once you're in that table, you have a 1 in 355 chance. Something like that. It's either that or it's just 1 in 355 in general. But yeah, so it's pretty rare. I spent a long time pickpocketing those master farmers trying to get one of those, and I still don't have one. So the Hand in the Sand is going to have to wait. I'm going to keep doing those, you know, and trying to get the whiteberry seed. Because as soon as you get one of the seeds and you plant a bush and it grows, then you can get infinite whiteberries. You just have to keep picking them and then wait for them to regrow. But getting the initial seed has proven to be a little difficult. And you also need to be level 59 farming, which I'm super close to. So I went ahead and planted some oak trees so that I could finish that off. I don't know if you guys can see this. Yeah, it looks like you can. I have a bunch of oak trees that I'm growing. This is my willow tree that I'm waiting for the Enlightened Journey, so I have a lot of time to go do other quests. The quests that I still have left to do are the Hand in the Sand, which I just mentioned I'm not going to be able to do for a little bit. The Garden of Death, Jungle Potion. I just did the Forsaken Tower, so then I've got the Lost Tribe. I have Taibo One-Eye Trio, Scorpion Catcher, the Queen of Thieves, and A Tale of Two Cats. So, if I do everything else, and the Hand in the Sand is the last one I have, then I'm just gonna probably wrap up the video there, because I don't know how long it's actually gonna take me to get the whiteberry seeds. I am gonna keep trying, you know, as I'm, you know, going through the rest of these quests. I don't want to just wrap up the video having one quest left that I didn't do because it was taking too long to get the seed. But if that's what has to happen, I plan on having this video out by the end of this weekend. And today is Saturday, and it's 3 p.m. So I gotta rush through these quests as fast as I can, which means that if the Hand in the Sand has to be not completed, then that's how it's gonna be, and I'm gonna post the video anyway. So that's where we're at. It looks like the next quest I'm gonna go do is probably the Lost Tribe, but it's either that or Taibo One-Eye Trio. I think that one has to come after the Lost Tribe, so I'm going to go see which one of those I can do first and what the requirements look like for the ones I have remaining. And then I'm going to go do them. So let's go get to it. There's Jungle Potion completed, which means that now it's time to do the Lost Tribe, I believe. Or actually, Taibo One-Eye Trio, I think, is the one that this unlocked. So let's go do that. And there's Taibo One-Eye Trio finished. That one's really sweet because now it means I can catch karambwans, and I can also cook karambwans. Apparently you have to go talk to the guys in the village after you've completed the quest to actually unlock those things, and to get the experience rewards that they give out. So I'm going to go do that real quick, and then also, oh yeah, he tells you to go see his son, so you want to go do that, because if you don't do that, then when you try to cook karambwans, they'll always be poison. And don't be one of those people who cooks 10,000 karambwans and they're all poisonous because you forgot to do this. So go do this thing, and then after I do that, I'm going to go do the Lost Tribe, I believe. So let's go get those done. So something I forgot to mention in that last clip is that there's actually an extra piece of knowledge that you can learn after doing Taibo Wenai Trio that's not really talked about in any of the quest dialogue or when you talk to any of the brothers or anything like that. And that is that when you come to the barbarian fishing spot, just northeast of the, I guess it's just straight east of the Grand Tree, the Tree Gnome Stronghold, you can talk to Otto Godblessed, and he will teach you if you say, I've fished with my hands. So I'll mention that you have to be able to do, you have to do both of the fishing trainings for barbarian training. You have to know how to use the heavy rod, and you also need to know how to fish with just your bare hand instead of using a harpoon. And those have, the requirements for those are, for the heavy rod you need to have 48 fishing, 15 agility, and 15 strength, so pretty low requirements. And then for bare-handed fishing you need 55 fishing, but also 35 strength, and the same 15 agility. So once you've done both of those, you can talk to Otto and say, tell me more about the use of spears. But I mean, you can only do this after you've done Taibo Wenai Trio. This is the thing that it unlocks. And they say that you can't really find spears anywhere, so you can go ahead and use, I'm going to make some steel ones. I'm going to make a steel spear and a steel hosta, but you need to bring specific bars and specific, I can't forge this here, what does this mean? Okay, there we go. So I can make a steel spear. Okay, and then can I make the hosta here as well, or do I have to make the hosta somewhere else? I made another spear, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, okay, so this does unlock the ability for you to make spears and hostas. I don't know how you say it. I think it's hoste. I don't really know, but I'm not sure where you make the hostas. I'll have to figure that out, but this is where you make spears. So now you don't have to buy them anymore. Although they did add a spear shop in Sevilla a la Fortis, or Las Fortis, or whatever it's called, in Varlamore, that main city. They added a blacksmith who sells a bunch of spears. So let's see. Civitas Illa Ia Fortis. So it's right here. This anvil sword shop guy will sell all sorts of spears. So you don't actually have to come learn how to make them yourself. But if you're a bit of a completionist, or you just want to be able to do it on your own in the future, this is how you do it. You need to come talk to Otto, and he'll teach you how to make spears. And you can only do this after Taibo Wenai Trio. So now that I've got that done, I now know how to make spears, and that's going to be sweet for the future. So let's go do the Lost Tribe. Haha, just kidding. I actually did the Lost Tribe already. I forgot, and I didn't take it off of my list. So we're actually only down to 6 more quests, including Enlightened Journey, which I need to wait just a little bit longer for this Willow thing to be done, and then I can finish that one. So I need to do the Hand in the Sand. I, by the way, learned that you can get white berries from cave crawlers or something. They drop them in at like a 1 in 25 chance, which is pretty good. So I'm not going to leave that one not completed if I don't happen to get a white berry. That's how I'm going to go get them. I do still want to pickpocket master farmers until I get a whiteberry seed, so that I can plant a whiteberry bush somewhere, so that any time in the future that I need whiteberries, I don't have to go kill cave crawlers for it. Oh, something I'll mention is that I've only done Slayer through the museum test thing, and so I need 64 more Slayer XP before I can even kill cave crawlers, because they're level 10 Slayer to kill them. So I'm going to have to figure out how to get a little more Slayer XP, then go kill the cave crawlers to get some white berries, then I can do the Hand in the Sand. So those are 2 of the 6 quests that I kind of have a plan for. The other quests are the Garden of Death, Scorpion Catcher, the Queen of Thieves, and A Tale of Two Cats. I'm pretty sure Queen of Thieves is really short, but maybe I'm making that up, so I'm going to go try to do that one, the Queen of Thieves. So let's go give it a shot. And there's the Queen of Thieves completed. Next up is going to be the Garden of Death. Oh, just another casual W for the Lovakenge Minecart Network. You may notice that to start the Garden of Death... Oh, sorry, let me get this out of the way. To start the Garden of Death, you have to come way down here into the Kebos Lowlands, like in the middle of nowhere. The only close travel option really is this fairy ring. But for people like me who haven't unlocked fairy rings yet, there is an alternative. It's a bit further away, but you can take the Lovakinge minecart network over to Mount Quida Mortem, which is where I think this is Chambers of Xeric. Yeah, Chambers of Xeric is. So you can take this one and then just run along this path down here, and you can make it over to where we need to go. So I'm gonna go do that. Just wanted to say another casual W for the Lovakinge minecart network. A very good transportation system. So, a warning for anyone who followed what I did that last clip. If you go to this network, this minecart, and then you try to run south over to where you need to go to start the quest, there's a bunch of mountain trolls right here, and they will beat the crap out of you. I almost died. So, just a heads up, pray against melee when you're running through there, or they will spank you like a bad boy. Okay, let's start this quest. There we go, that's the Garden of Death completed. 10,000 farming XP, that's sweet. Aside from that, I don't think you really get anything. Yeah. So, oh sweet, that's the farming level that we needed to farm white berries, that's cool. Anyway, so now that Garden of Death is done, we have, let's go see on my list, we still need to finish Enlightened Journey and do the Hand in the Sand. Aside from that, we only have Scorpion Catcher and A Tale of Two Cats. So we're down to our last 4. I'm gonna go do Scorpion Catcher. Well, as it would turn out, you actually have to finish Alfred Grimhand's bar crawl to do Scorpion Catcher. So I think I'm gonna go do that first, actually. There's an Ironman guide out there that's super popular that everybody follows. It has, I don't remember what it's called, but it has a super optimized route. And part of that route is to finish this bar crawl pretty quickly. So I don't think it's going to take forever, and I think it has like no requirements. But I didn't follow that route with this Ironman, aside from doing like Wintertodt super early, I think. I don't remember. I know that it exists, and I'm pretty sure I looked at it when I first started this Ironman, but yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. I haven't done this because I didn't actually follow that guide that a lot of people do. So I'm going to go do Alfred Grimhand's bar crawl, and then we'll do Scorpion Catcher. Okay, so there's the bar crawl completed. There is no, it's a mini quest, so there's no actual quest complete page, the scroll thing that shows you the rewards or whatever. But I can now smash vials, which is cool, and I can get back to doing Scorpion Catcher, so let's go pound that one out. Alright, so I just finished Scorpion Catcher, which means we're down to the final 3 quests for this video. That's going to be A Tale of Two Cats, as well as The Hand in the Sand and Enlightened Journey. So we have finished waiting for the tree to grow in Falador. That's where I planted the willow sapling that the monk guy gave me. So I'm probably going to go do A Tale of Two Cats, and then after I've finished that, I'll go finish off Enlightened Journey, and then we're going to have to get some white berries and do The Hand in the Sand. So we're going to have to figure out how we're going to get this 64 XP to get to 10 Slayer, and then we're going to go kill some cave crawlers until we get those white berries and can finish the quest. And then we will be done with all of the quests that don't give any HP XP, which doesn't actually matter anymore because the new Wintertodt update is out. But it was a fun filter, I guess, to put on quests to get an idea of what I wanted to do. So let's go do A Tale of Two Cats. Alright, so I actually have some good/bad news. It's bad news for anyone who was hoping I would do A Tale of Two Cats. And it's good news for anyone who wants this video to end. And that is that to do A Tale of Two Cats, you actually have to finish Icthlorin's Little Helper first. And that one, when you do this quest, you have to defeat... Oh, it doesn't say in this, but if we open this thing, you have to defeat some pretty high-level enemies, which is probably doable. There's a level 75 Possessed Priest, level 75 Guardian, and a Possessed Priest that's level 91. I imagine you can safe spot these. I haven't actually watched a guide or anything for this yet, but I'm not going to go do this quest right now. I'm going to finish Enlightened Journey, then I'm going to do The Hand in the Sand, and we'll leave Tale of Two Cats for a future video, because I've been doing quests for almost 4.5 hours now, and I'm pretty tired of it. So let's go do those 2 quests, finish it up, Then maybe do a little bit of Winter Todd, why not? To add a little cherry on top. And then we'll wrap up the video and we'll move forward. So I'm going to go to Falador right now so I can get the willow branches. And yeah, let's go finish Enlightened Journey. Well, what do you know? It turns out that this quest is quite time-gated. As you can see with this, you need to wait for some new branches to grow. Apparently, once you've grown the willow tree and you check its health, that's when it starts growing these branches. And they take 5 minutes each, and it can hold up to 6 at a time. So you have to wait for 30 minutes after you've grown the tree, because you need 12 total. So you have to wait for 30 minutes to get your first 6. And then you need to check the tree after 30 minutes, cut all 6 of them off so that you can grow another 6. And that has to start another 30-minute timer. So it's going to be at least another hour before I can finish this quest. Which means, I mean, that's a little frustrating. I'm not a huge fan of time gating in really weird, kind of pointless ways. I guess the only argument I can see for why that is a good game mechanic is that it gives you a little immersion. It makes you think, oh wow, I planted this thing and now I have to wait for it to grow. But I don't know, it feels kind of lame, especially for a quest like this. But anyway, maybe that's just tilted Nick 4 hours into questing talking. But because we can't finish Enlightened Journey yet, that means we have an hour to kill. And to kill what, you might ask? Cave crawlers, you might answer, because you already know. So I'm going to go kill some cave crawlers and try to get some white berries. I haven't decided how I'm going to actually get this remaining Slayer XP, but I guess you just have to go talk to one of these Slayer Masters, Berthorp maybe? Oh, can you talk to any of them as long as you have high enough combat? Oh, I guess so. My apologies, I don't know much about Slayer. I guess I can go all the way up to the Edgeville Dungeon Master. Vanaka maybe? But maybe I'll just go to Berthorp, or maybe, I don't know. We're going to go to one of these guys, get a task, finish it so that we get up to 10 Slayer, go kill cave crawlers, hopefully get enough white berries in a reasonable amount of time, then do the Hand in the Sand, and finish Enlightened Journey, and then we'll be done. So let's go. Alright, so I've got an update for you guys. We just hit an hour since I checked the health of that willow tree, which means that I can get my last 6 branches off of the willow tree, which means that I can go ahead and finish the Enlightened Journey. And as you can see in my inventory, I do have white berries. I got very unlucky. The drop rate on these is 1 in 25.6, and it took me 83 cave crawlers to get them. And I got actually like every other drop on the same table as the white berries multiple times. Well, I guess not the spider eggs multiple times, and not the snape grass multiple times, but I did get a snape grass, and that one is 1 in 128. I got multiple 1 in 128s. I didn't get the Eye of Newt, but I got all of the other stuff, and I was like 3 times, a little more than 3 times over the drop rate. So a little unlucky, but on my very last one, right as my anti-poison ran out, I happened to get some white berries, so we can do the Hand in the Sand. Assuming I'm not forgetting anything else crazy that we need. This is the outfit that I wore to slay those cave crawlers, by the way. I ended up getting 10 Slayer by just going to Turiel and saying, hey, give me an assignment, and he said, okay, go kill some ghosts. So I killed 3 ghosts, got 75 XP, and boom, I'm level 10. That lets you kill the cave crawlers. Do I have anything else to say? No, I think it's time to go ahead and finish Enlightened Journey, and then I will go ahead and finish, well, do the Hand in the Sand. And once both of those are done, we'll wrap it up, and it'll be time to start the next episode. So let's go ahead and grab those willow branches and do Enlightened Journey. And there we go, there's Enlightened Journey finished. I became a hot air balloon pilot. And the worst part about this quest was the prep stuff that took 3, 4 hours, 5 hours? Long time, very long time. Quest with a lot of waiting, and I do not like waiting. So I would rate this quest pretty low. Not that the actual content was that bad, like when you were up in the air balloon, the little mini game you play to actually fly was not like super engaging or anything, but it was unique, I guess. And the story is okay. It's cool that you have this guy who gave up everything became a monk in pursuit of knowledge and then developed a new way for man to fly. It's a cool story or whatever, but the fact that I have to plant this tree, wait forever, chop the things off of it, wait forever, very lame. Did not like that. So, Enlightened Journey is done. Let's put on our sweet bomber's hat and jacket. Oh yeah, we look like a World War II pilot or something. So let's go finish the last quest, the Hand in the Sand, and get done with it. So let's go. And that's the end of the Hand in the Sand. So something really nice that this gives you access to is the Wizard's Guild Rune Shop, which means that I don't have to go to Ali Morrison anymore if I want to buy like law runes, nature runes, those things. I think I can enter this. Yes, I can, because I'm over 60 magic. Oh, and that was a hard task in the Ardoin area. And if I trade this wizard, I can buy Mystic now, so that's sweet. And I can trade this wizard, Akutha? Yeah, and from here I can buy even soul runes and blood runes, as well as nature's law runes, death runes, all that kind of stuff. So this is going to be a good alternative to the Ali and Morrison shop, and this is nice to have out of the way. So now that we're done with the Hand in the Sand, that has officially wrapped up the quest list that I had at the beginning of the video, which means that there's nothing left for me to do in this video except say thank you for watching. I apologize that I didn't get any Wintertodt done in this video, but the changes are in game now, so I'll make up for it by putting a lot of Wintertodt in the next video, because I am still chasing that Phoenix pet. It would be really great to have the Phoenix. But yeah, so we have combat officially unlocked. I did a little bit of Slayer, which is cool. I got 73 agility, a bunch of little things going on. We have some... I finished the easy tier of the Falador diary. I didn't include any of that footage in this. So we got a lot of diaries that we could go do. We got a lot of quests that we could still go do. I got up to 86 quest points. Pretty sure the museum has a lot of kudos that I could go claim now that I've done all these quests. There are... Because I didn't defeat any enemies in any of these quests, I was going to mention Nightmare Zone, but I didn't defeat any enemies, so Nightmare Zone's probably the same as it was. But yeah, so we got a lot of options. Probably going to start doing a decent amount of combat training. I need to do the quest. Does it say in here? There's a quest that you do, Troll Stronghold, I think, that lets you unlock Law Rune crafting. I want to do that quest really soon because I'd like to start doing Guardians of the Rift to get my rune crafting up a bit. Outside of that, we unlocked Karambwans. So that's a sweet AFK fishing method that I could do in my downtime. There are some other things like I need to go do the Giant's Foundry stuff so that we can start smithing. Basically, the world is our oyster. We got a lot of stuff out of the way, which is sweet. We've unlocked some sweet things. There's good times in the future, for sure. So if you liked the video, make sure you click like. And if you really liked it, then feel free to subscribe. If you have any feedback or any tips and tricks or anything, please leave them in the comments. And if you haven't seen the first episode of this series, maybe you made it to the end of this video without ever starting any of the other videos. If you did, what's wrong with you? And feel free to go through the playlist and start from the beginning, and you can see our journey up to this point. It's been fun. Let's see what my playtime is right now. And maybe you can see I'm at 33 days, 16 hours. So you could maybe compare that to a previous video and see how much time this has been. I know that this video took over a month to make, and part of that is just that I've been really busy in real life and haven't had a ton of time to play the game. But we got this all done, so that's going to be it for me. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace!